Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. So, child, kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. All right, this is my review recap for The Oval, Back Off, Season 4, Episode 13. Child, honey, they still playing games out here in these streets. All right, Veronica, give me mine. Victoria is still playing games, y'all. Y'all have to excuse me, because I just came in and then had me a little bit of drinks, okay? It's my birthday. Go me A. It's my birthday. Go me A. It's my birthday. And I'm still trying to give y'all this review. So, anyway, y'all, we still got Victoria playing games out here in these White House streets, all right? Pushing up on Sam. Child, I just want to see her and Scylla go at it one good time. I think Scylla could give her a run for her money. But meanwhile, Scylla trying to jump up on Mr. Daggone Bobby, okay? And Bobby, player. He's so heartbroken over damn Lily. He ready to go ahead and take that bite out the apple, okay? He don't give a damn what Sam talking about. Jason crazy behind, still over here terrorizing damn Alan, child. It wouldn't be me. In the meantime, Kareem was trash like we always thought he was trash. Barry was right about him, okay? Throw him away, throw his cousin away, throw the pharmacy away, throw Sharon away. Nobody still ain't looking for Paul Nancy, okay? Nancy is still out here with the Ratatouille or whatever the heck they daggone names is, child. Ain't nobody even thinking about Nancy. But let's go ahead and take it from the top, honey, and get into this daggone episode, y'all. So we start out this episode right where we left off. Scylla over here walking up in the room. You know, she talking about some just looking or whatever. And of course, this is when Victoria feel like she got the upper hand because Scylla been shutting her down every which way, making her feel stupid, getting her in her feelings. And so she over here talking about, oh no, don't back up, okay, and don't leave. Bring the tray over, sit it down. And Priscilla does just that. She's like, yes, ma'am. Okay, walk on over, put the tray down. So then she just looking back and forth between her and Sam, and Victoria tell her she could go ahead and leave, right? And she's looking her dead in her face, and you see how Victoria backed up. She come with a big bark, okay? But Priscilla, I believe, honey, got that bite. I will put my money on her, all right? If we get a little cat fight going on. And so she told her, you could go ahead and leave now. I don't need you here no more. So she's like, okay, yes, ma'am. And she walk out to leave. Now, in the meantime, Sam is still telling her he want off this detail. He don't want no parts. He want to get the heck up away from her. She's like, do you know who I am? He's like, yes, ma'am, I do. You know what I'm saying? You are the first lady, of course. And so she's like, that's right. And not only that, but I'm my father's child. I got the power. So she was like, you know, you would not be able to get away from me. So he said, well, if that's the case, then I would just make sure that I leave this White House altogether. And she said, really? Is it that serious that you would go out your way to leave? He said, yes, it is, if it ain't no other way. And so she was, you know, oh, you really love her like that? And he was like, yes, I do. Now, she tell him, well, you wasn't loving her all like that when you was bending me over that daggone desk. I said, girl, that didn't have nothing to do with love. That had to do with he wasn't getting nothing in a long time. And you was tooting your behind all up in his face. That's all that was. Like, let's not, you know, try to get too cute with it. But okay, Victoria. But nonetheless, you know, he basically was like, I don't want no parts of this no more. And he was like, you did that on purpose. And she was like, whatever do you mean? You didn't see me call for her or ask for her to come up here. And he was like, yeah, but you set that up. You told her a specific time to be here and then told me to come up so that I would be here the same time as her. Like, duh, anybody can freaking piece that together and know that. So, of course, he go ahead and leave, and he walk into where Priscilla is at, and she was like, you know she's setting that up, right? You know you always just basically falling in all the damn traps. This is stuff that you supposed to be trained in. You supposed to know how to deal with. You supposed to see coming a mile a damn way. And you keep falling for the okie doke. And he's basically like, no, yeah, I did know. I did peep it. I did know that that's what she was doing. And he's still steadily saying he has it under control. When me, him, Priscilla, and everybody that is watching and everybody that's there in the damn Oval know that he don't. You know, she was like, what is it going to take for you to sit there and put in a complaint about her, they would move you immediately if they know that there's a situation that's going on, that you've been compromised. And he over here talking about I'm a man and I know how to deal with it and how to come. And she was like, oh, finally we get to the truth. Like, finally you speaking some real facts with that part. That part I believe. You so damn worried about your damn manhood and being a man and feeling like you got it under control. Did you have it under control when you was damn bumping and grinding with her? Is that what you call, what I'm saying, having control? Like, you full of crap. Now, meanwhile, back at the pharmacy, we get the same damn guy that grabbed up Nancy coming in for some damn medicine. Sharon telling him to give him a minute. She gonna go to the back and look. So he looking at Dell and he's saying, don't I know you from somewhere? And Dell talking about something. No, I don't think so. He was like, yeah, I'll never forget a face. You look familiar. Telling Dell he remember him for some damn supermarket, talking about, wasn't you there? So Dell is like, yeah, I was. And then when he tell him his name, Dell talking about some take off your hat. And he taking it off or going like this or whatever. I look a little different. And Dell was like, oh, yeah, you don't got the hair no more. He was like, that's what's different. And he over here cheesing talking about, yeah. So Dell was like, oh, okay, like, yeah, it's been a long time. So he's asking Dell, like, you work here now? And Dell is basically saying, yeah. He gonna turn and tell Dell he want to talk to him for a minute by himself. And Dell was pretty much like, nah, Sharon is like a sister. She my best friend. So whatever you say to me, you know what I mean? I'm going to end up telling her anyway, so you could just say it in front of her. He talking about oh, well, if you come on over, we can help you or whatever the case may be. They help with stuff like that. It doesn't matter whether you man or woman. We don't look at things in that way, because I had this feeling that you was looking at me and you wanted to get with me and you wanted to have sex with me. So Dell is like, excuse me? He was like, I'm sorry. He was like, yeah, you was thinking about screwing me when we was at the market. And Dell's like, I don't remember that. Sharon looking all uncomfortable. So he was like, well, that's what I think you were trying to do or whatever. And Dell is like, can we help you in some other kind of way? Because I don't know what you're talking about. He's telling Dell how they can help him. It ain't no male or female with the rackle. I know I be calling them every damn thing but they damn names, child. And Dell is like, well, I'm a male and I'm good, okay? He was like, well, if you change your mind and you feel like you need any other help or whatever the case may be, we are there for you. And so Dell's just like, thank you. He like, let me know if you ever want to join. Excuse me. And Dell's like, okay, thanks. So he was like, well, I think you will one day. He's like, still trying to talk. And Zell's just like, thank you. So then he was like, we could use a member like you. Now, he's like, well, you work at the pharmacy and sometimes we need stuff from the pharmacy so you can get stuff that you need. And he was like, you should just think about it. So Zell is kind of like, okay, like, yeah. And so then he talking about some bless you, sister, to Sharon. And Sharon is just like, peace. And then here go freaking Zell talking about some brother and lifting up his hand. And he looking confused and Sharon looking confused too. Like, why the hell are you lifting up your damn hand? So then he go out, and he was like, why did I do that? And Sharon was like, I have no idea, right? Now, in the meantime, they like, that was weird as hell. Now they coming over here to the damn pharmacy and trying to damn recruit people and just basically saying that that's strange. Now, we got, Lily over here going to the damn doctor. I said, Lily, you really trying to tell me that you don't know that the damn doctors will know the difference between a gunshot wound and a knife wound, girl? Are you freaking kidding me? Are you really serious? She over here talking about she work in a damn circus and been throwing the knives up in the air. And I guess letting them fall back down. And supposedly one went through and that's how she got hurt. So he already looking at her crazy with that story. But he's just basically like, we going to do some x-rays on it. Make sure that, ain't no arteries or nothing hit or whatever the case may be and get back to you. And she's like, okay. Now, in the meantime, Jason is still sitting here with damn Alan, waving this damn gun around every chance he get. Alan's still trying to get him to eat and drink beer and then saying, we got to talk. We got to figure something out. What's your next plan? Jason is getting mad. He ain't got a damn plan, okay? Every time he keeps saying it, he's like, you're stressing me out. Stop asking me questions. He was like, all right, well, go ahead, eat. No stress. You know what I'm saying? He was like, but sooner or later, we all going to have to get to it and we all going to have to talk about some things, you got to figure something out. And he's telling him to calm down. And so he's just like, eat up, eat up, eat up, drink your beer, whatever, right? And he's still near gulping down his damn beer, trying to relax his nerves. Jason talking about some, we just chilling and hanging out. I'm still confused as to why Jason thought this was going to be a plan. He still keeps saying that if any of them find out, they're going to want him dead. They're going to want to kill him. And of course, Alan, I don't know why, is talking about, okay, look, you really think that they would do that or whatever? So it's like, yes, we do, okay? He keeps still saying who's trying to kill you, and Jason keeps telling him that it's his parents, and he's telling him that that's ridiculous. So he's like, why don't you at least let me call Priscilla? Hell no, Priscilla hates me. You ain't calling no damn Priscilla. And he was like, well, she was the one that helped me. She really came through for me when I was in a tight spot, so I think that she would be a help to you too. Of course, he's still flashing around this damn gun inside of Alan's face and saying that he don't want him to call nobody, right? He was like, you don't got no friends and there's nobody to call. So at this point, Alan is like, okay, forget it. We won't call nobody. But again, sooner or later, we're going to have to figure something out, because us just sitting here in this damn house all the time ain't gonna make it either. All right. And so this was the stupidest damn plan Jason could ever damn have, right? And of course, another reason why he wouldn't want Priscilla to be called is because he know that she has a connection with Sam. Now, in the meantime, when Priscilla and Sam was talking, she was saying to him, so we doing open marriage now? Like, oh, it's not a problem. You still gonna be sitting around here messing with her? Because he was like, oh, you being so calm and I thank you for being understanding. She said, oh, no, this ain't about you. Don't get it twisted. And it ain't about sympathy for you getting shot, because he was like saying, oh, thank you. And, what a difference getting shot make, and maybe he should get shot more often. She told him this don't got nothing to do with that. So he was like, well, what the heck do it have to do with? And she was like, I've just had a sexy ass chocolate man up in here. Okay, she ain't saying all of that. I'm saying it. But that's what it boiled down to. She was like, he told me I'm attractive, and that all these men could be wanting me and should be wanting me, or whatever the case may be. And you know what? He right. And if we gonna be doing the open marriage thing, then I'm about to do me too. And I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a date with him. Now, of course, Sam is like, Priscilla, don't. And, Scylla, stop, all that crap. So she ends up going out in the hallway to where Bobby is, all right? Bobby done gave damn, what is his name, Max, a damn bathroom break or whatever, and he's standing there, and she come up to him and she's like, would you like to take me out tonight? And he's like, yeah, sure. So she telling him, to meet up with her, whatever the case may be. And Sam over here running up behind her like Scylla, and then he steps to Bobby and was like, listen, me and my wife is having some problems right now. He was like, what was that all about? And Bobby talking about some, oh no, she was just saying goodnight. And he was like, I know you lying. Like, tell me the truth. He was like, with all due respect, we having a whole bunch of problems in our marriage right now, and we don't need you adding on to it. And so Bobby is like, I don't know what you talking about. I'm not trying to add on to nothing. And Sam was like, stop playing games with me. I know you're lying. He was like, first of all, I know how you get down, okay, Mr. Bobby, player man, get all around. He was like, I know what time it is with you. You a ladies' man, and you be having all these different affairs and all of that kind of stuff. Bobby was trying to tell him it's not his business, and he was like, I know it's not your business, but I would appreciate you making sure that you didn't interfere and cause more problems to it, okay, and add more problems to it. And so he was like, just don't. And so Bobby's still talking about some, I ain't trying to do nothing, and he's just telling him like, I know you, Bobby, Bobby, baby. That part made me laugh. He was like, you have a reputation that precedes you. And so he's like, of what, Sam, acting like he all confused. And Sam was basically like, of being a damn whore. And then he told Sam, you must be confused. He was like, nah, I'm not confused, dirty Bobby, okay? I know you all too well. Just stick to these other people's wives and leave mine the hell alone. And so Bobby talking about, I heard you the first 2 times, and he's like, okay, and then he goes walking off. Now, at this point, Max is coming back, and he's like, so what was that about? He telling him nothing, or whatever the case may be. Max was over here like, oh, he dripped on himself or whatever when he went to the bathroom. Of course, Bobby is looking like, what the hell are you talking about? So, of course, he hurries up and switched the conversation and finally tells him about how the vice president's wife actually wants them to look into whether these sources that they have is real or not, where exactly it all came from, or whatever the case may be. And so she's not believing, you know what I'm saying, what the vice president's story is either. And he's like, oh, really? That's interesting, you know, and what was you able to find out? And of course, Max peeped it and was like, you know, is there anything you want to tell me? And he's like, nothing to tell, because he was saying that it looked like Sam wasn't too happy with him. So, of course, to get the attention off, then that's when Bobby goes into everything pertaining to the you know, first lady, and that she doesn't believe any of this bullshit either. So, you know, they like, okay, well then we could really see if everything is legit, and we basically have her help with looking into it, or she wants our help with looking into it, right? And he was just basically saying that she better be careful. And so he was like, well, we'll see how this goes. And you know what I'm saying, if she's really determined, how much information that they could find. And they was like, you know, it might not be that smart, but you know, they just gotta basically be careful with any steps. So then he's asking, you know, have he heard from Sharon? And he's like, no. So basically, you know, he's like, do you think there's any way that she would end up helping us with the president? And they was like, nah, you know, I doubt it. And so he's just basically like, damn it. He was like, well, maybe I had her wrong or whatever. So, you know, like she don't want to go through all this drama and all that other kind of stuff. So they just still trying to figure out what they could do, you know, as far as all of this goes. And so they was like, it still could be where they have some type of hope, and that they could, you know, be able to get things going and find out things again, though. You know, of course, they not going to stop. You know, they just have to go a different way if she's not going to be willing to help them. And so now that same guy from damn Cal, like 1 minute he's walking around, and the next minute all of a sudden the VP is over there, you know, coming out, and he talking about some, hey, you know, and coming past or whatever, like he trying to listen too. Now, of course, he actually end up hearing a piece of their conversation, because they never make sure that they, you know what I'm saying, 100% careful when they damn talking. So, you know, moving on from that, we had Kareem calling up his cousin and him telling him to give him about 30 minutes to get there. And he's like, you gotta hurry up, okay? He want him to come to help him with the situation with Kareem. We also have Sam trying to look on the damn computer to see which way damn Jason went with the truck and all of that, and give the guy the info so he could go look. And literally the guy's in the back behind Sam like this. I'm like, how the hell you don't feel him, Sam? And then all of a sudden he start asking Sam if he need help, and Sam is like, why you over my shoulder like that? Go ahead, damn. And so he start giving the guy directions and telling him what's the last places that the truck was seen. And the guy's like, that'll be very helpful. And Sam is basically with the only attitude, not only frustrated that Jason, of course, got away, but also frustrated with the situation with, you know, Priscilla too at the same time. And I'm saying, really, Sam, you ain't feel that guy, you ain't paying attention. So whatever he was looking for, or he already done seen all of it at this point, how long he was standing on and how close he was standing on Sam, okay? So getting back to Lily at the hospital, she over here with an attitude talking about, oh, what's taking so long? You know, I've been waiting in here a minute, what's going on? And they like, we just got back your results from your x-ray. So she like, okay, cool, what's going on? They like, oh, well, actually everything looks good, no vessels or anything, arteries was hit. She was like, okay, good, then what's the problem? Because he was like, it's still one thing. Child, why the police came walking up in there, and I said, Priscilla, that's good for your dumb ass, because there's no way in the world you thought that they was not going to be able to see the difference between a damn gunshot and a damn knife wound. So he was like, do you want to tell me the truth now? And she's still over here talking about something. I told you I work for a circus. And so she was like, you know, can you stop the bleeding or whatever? And he was like, well, you know, this is going to be a problem. So once the cop came walking in, she's like, what's going on here? He basically was like, now you got to explain yourself to him, because we tried to, you know what I'm saying, give you the chance to tell us and you didn't. And of course, anytime it's a gunshot wound, the cops automatically call the doctors automatically call the police. So I said, damn, Priscilla, child, you can't be this dumb. Can you? Seriously, the damn roach got more damn common sense than you do, okay? So, anyway, basically, you know, Bobby and Max is talking about the fact that now he knows he's on his way to go meet up with damn Priscilla I'm sorry, child. I'm mixing up all these people's names. Lily was at the damn hospital, y'all, with the gunshot. Okay, because I think I was saying Priscilla. Didn't mean to say that. But Bobby is over here trying to go meet up with Scylla at this damn, restaurant that she done told him about. And Max is getting in his behind like, yo, that is freaking Sam's wife. Stop playing. That's not a line you want to cross. You don't need to get into that. He was like, they having their marital problems or whatever the case may be, but that's still a married woman. And he was like, well, how you know about the marital problems? He was like, it's a small damn place. We all work together. Everybody knows about it. And he's like, at the end of the day, you don't need to cross that line. And the only reason why you even thinking about crossing it is because you still over here crying and hurting about damn Lily. And so he's like, oh, no, I'm not, or whatever the case may be. And it's not Lily, and it's not about Lily. Basically lying. We all know he full of damn crap. He talking about she made her choice and he's moving on. And he was like, so you gonna move on to damn Priscilla of all people who is freaking married to Sam? He's like, hell no, that's not right. Basically telling him don't do it is a bad mistake, and that's the last direction that he needs to be going in. They got enough problems to deal with. And Max could be an a-hole, but I am agreeing with Max this whole way. In the meantime, the other side of me, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of Bobby and Scylla together, okay? I really wouldn't. But I do not think that would be the answer. I don't think that's the route that they need to go. And then have them all fighting amongst each other over that situation. When we got bigger fish we need to be frying and need to be cooking up and taking care of right now. He talking about I'm horny, and Max is basically telling him keep it in your damn pants and keep you cool. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not cool for you to go and mess with damn Sam's wife. So he talking about don't worry about me and I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and that he'll beat his ass. And he was like, really? So you thought that you was just going to come and get into it with him and act all damn thirsty or whatever the case may be, and you just going to be, hanging all around and then still have to deal with this other stuff too? He was like, that don't make no sense or whatever, just basically telling him that it's still gonna be problems. But at this point, Bobby said he don't give a damn. He out. Okay, and then Max was just calling after him like Bobby, 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 and Bobby wasn't paying him a damn mind. I said, okay, y'all just making this whole situation worse minute by minute, hour by hour, all of y'all. Okay, now in the meantime, the cop comes in and he's still asking Lily, what the hell is going on? What happened? She giving him this circus act mess too. He talking about something. So are you online anywhere? She like, nope, I don't do the online stuff or whatever. It's a traveling circus. And he's like, well, if you don't tell us the truth, you ain't gonna be able to, go. We will hold your behind here. She's telling him over and over and over he can't hold her there. He like, yes, we can. She was like, why are you going to hold me? Oh, because you're still not telling the truth. We got the VP who did over here when Max and them was talking about coming to address his wife and say, look, you cannot still be digging around. If you still digging around into stuff, that means that there's a lack of trust between me and you, and that you don't think that I know how to do my job. Was you still in doing investigations? And she's saying, yeah, because the way it all came together is just not making no sense. And he was like, I get that, but I told you I looked into everything. I got everything taken care of. You just gonna have to trust me. You gonna have to rely on me and let it go. He was like, we got other battles or whatever. So he was like, no buts, you have to leave it alone. So she was basically like, don't use that tone with me. And he was like, okay, I'm sorry, but this is just getting frustrating. And she was like, I was just trying to help. He said, I know and I understand that, and if I need your help, I'll tell you. But at this point, you looking into it behind my back is making me look weak and making me look like I don't know what I'm doing. So she was just basically like, okay, I won't do anything else, I promise. And then he was like, okay, thank you. Now in the meantime, he getting on the phone with Dan Victoria talking about I miss you, I wish I could be there with you, oh, what are you doing right now? She saying the alliance, talking about how she playing with herself and she miss him too. He talking about, well, I want to hear you or see you playing with yourself. Where Hunter at? And when she said he was in another room, he was like, oh, that's good. Well, I could listen on the phone with you, because he had basically told her all about how the wife was looking into stuff, and he was like, he shut it down or whatever because she had basically went behind his back or whatever. So Victoria was like, oh, well, I may need to have a word with her. He's like, no, I got it under control and all of that, right? And then he just talking about some yeah, she did call him or whatever, but I got everything underneath wraps. And so he was like, I stopped it. And now he want to sit here and talk about something she could play with herself on the damn phone. And she was saying, I just was like, how did we get to this? How did we get to this? How did they get involved in the first place? And how is it that, especially his wife, as smart as she seems to be, and as much as she knew that that was bullcrap, how is she not catching on to the fact that there's something going on between him and Victoria, okay? So he over here like, damn, you just right down the street from me. And she talking about something, I know it's fine. We can hang in there, of course, because she ain't worried about him anyway. She worried about getting with damn Sam. But, of course, she lies to him anyway and says, I'm thinking about you and touching myself or whatever. So he was like, oh, well, good. As long as that asshole is out of there, whatever the case may be, then I want to sit right here and just, basically see you touching yourself and all this other stuff. So then she's basically rolling her eyes up in the air and talking about some answer your, video call or whatever, right? And he peeking to see if his wife is looking or coming or whatever, and then he turns it on and just laying back, damn smiling, and they talking about some hey and hi and looking at each other, don't touch yourself. And then she's like, I like to leave a little to mystery, but I'm gonna touch myself for you. He's like, I'm ready, and just looking and still peeking to see if his wife is coming, and then looking at the damn phone at the same time. I said, child, a hot damn mess. So moving on from there, we basically had Kareem cousin get to the house, right? And he finally tells him everything that's going on. And he's like, are you crazy? That's what you called me here for? I'm hot. It could have been people following me. So he like, well, what damn people would be following you? He's telling him he don't know who brung him here, but somebody brung him here. He's still here and he's laying on the bed. He's like, are you freaking crazy? Then he was like, how the hell am I supposed to get him moved? Because he was like, you going to have to get him out of here. So he go and he look and he like, how heavy he is. That's going to be hard to move him. And Kareem is like, yeah, I know. So basically, he talking about something. You going to have to cut him up and he going to have to be put into like 2 different bags, 2 different suitcases in order to be taken out. And Kareem is like, I can't do that. He was like, I can't do nothing like that. He was like, can't we call somebody to do that? So he was like, who the hell you going to call? And involve them into it too, or whatever the case may be, and let them know what you're doing. And he was like, well, somebody else already know about it because it's somebody that brought him in the damn house. So Kareem started talking about some, we didn't come this far to lose everything and go down like this, and I'm the one that was holding you down and letting you run drugs through my pharmacy. So I said, so basically, Barry was worried right about you the whole damn time, Kareem. And he talking about some, I'm not going to go down for you. I held you down. So the cousin was like, well, you ain't going to throw that in my damn face either. And you ain't going to tell nobody nothing. So he's like, no, I'm not going to tell nobody nothing because I'm not no snitch. I don't get down like that. But he was like, we got to make sure that we do everything right so that it doesn't come back on either one of us. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of shit for you. So in the meantime, it's like, okay, well, what can we do about this situation now? You know what I'm saying? He was like, you going to have to help me. And so he just like, man, trying to figure out and think what they going to do. Then he like, all right. So I'm saying, so you're telling me, Kareem, that you about to cut up Barry and put him into different damn bags to get him out of your damn house. That you still couldn't call the police because how would the police still know anything about what you was doing with your cousin with any drugs in the pharmacy? It ain't there and you ain't the one that did it. But by the time you start to freaking talk about cutting him up and doing all this other stuff, your DNA is going to end up on him and his DNA is going to be all over your damn house anyway. You're going to be in even more trouble and you're going to get blamed for more things that you didn't do. Like, how is this making sense to you? I'm really trying to understand it. And then he keeps saying he can't do it. And his cousin is like, all right, so what you want to do? What's your bright idea? He talking about some, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then the cousin is just basically like shit. And they both sitting there looking damn stupid. Now, back at the hospital, of course, the cop was there with Lily. And he's telling her, like, you cannot go anywhere. He was like, come on a minute. Do you have a boyfriend, a husband, a pimp, okay, that is out here hurting you? And she was like, do I look like I got a damn pimp? Do I look like a prostitute? prostitute to you? Like, are you kidding me? He was like, well, we still have to ask. And she's like, no, I don't have none of those things. Nobody is hurting me. You know, I just basically had an accident on my own. That is it. And you cannot hold me here. And he's like, yes, ma'am. When it's a gunshot wound, we can. She talking about some, oh, shit. Really? Really? And that's basically how the episode went off, y'all. I don't know, y'all. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you think about this one. Let's discuss. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you are so inclined, give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Till next time, y'all.